So I'm back at the allotment. Not much changed since the last vlog. I have dug a bed over here. It's fairly windy today, so I'm going to try my best with the camera. I know that the wind will make a bit of noise on it, so I'm sorry about that. But that's been 2 afternoons, or probably a couple of hours, not even that, you know, just of going through this bed here. And what I want to do is just give it a real rough dig over first, and then by the time I get around to planting anything in here, I hopefully would have dug it all again. I'd love to go over it twice for you. Even now, I mean, I've dug it once and thought, oh, I've done a pretty good job. I mean, I just pushed a few bits around and straight away you can see couch grasses everywhere. I could just pull it out all day long. But as I say, it's been fairly wet the last couple of weeks, and this has been the first nice day we've had for quite a long time. So I thought if I had an hour or so free, I'd come up and give it a bit of a dig. As I say, give it one now, and probably before I come round to planting anything in it, I would like to give it another sort of dig as well. But hopefully by then it would be a little bit drier, because say last week I was up here and it was soul destroying work. It was not easy, it was mucky. I got out that small little bed I've done, that small little section, 2 real big full bucketfuls of weeds I got out of it. So you can sort of see, and I wanted to start on this one. This was the worst one to me, so I wanted to start on this one, get it out of the way. This one will be bad as well. This one not too bad, it was covered over, and this one should be fairly straightforward. So should be anyway. My plans for the allotment are going to be fairly straightforward. Things in these beds, probably potatoes, sweet corn, something like that, onions, bits and pieces, you know, things like that. Hopefully that will be fairly easy to grow. Over this side, these beds are this side here. In fact, someone mentioned in my comments about getting my dad up here to help me. So originally we did take it on. We were going to have 2. This was going to be my side, and this was going to be Dad's side. And you can see what's happened. It's nothing's really happened. So he's more than happy to come up and do bits and pieces. But what I'm going to try and do, just here, so sort of from this corner here to this bit here, I want to put some fabric down, just cover it. And what I shall do is plant my fruit trees here, fruit bushes. So for example, like black currants, that sort of thing. I'll try and get it covered because it's getting windy. So that's just the sort of thing there. I'm going to cover it over. This side, the bed side, is plenty for me to be digging, and that's the reason I boarded it all out to start with. I can quite easily come up here with a strim all the grass down. I'm not sure what it's like in other people's allotments, but I'm in charge of the grass on this plot. The pathways will be mowed. They're not mowed all that well, but they are all mowed. But what I do is normally throughout the spring or summertime, I'll come up here whatever time I'm allowed to, and I will just come around and strim everything down, like the pathways. Just keeps it under control. But yeah, but we do get the paths. The paths are mowed, so it's just literally the bits on the actual plot that we have to look after. Anyway, I'm going to get digging and see if I can hopefully finish this bed off over here, and see how we get on. fair amount of digging this afternoon. Been up here for a couple of hours now, and I got this one all done. Again, there's still probably a ton of weed in it, but I will go through it again once it's dried out a little bit, make it a bit easier for me. And I got this one on top of as well. So no, it's just things are starting to transform a little bit. Look at my boots, look at them. State of that. Ugh. It's horrible, it's just everywhere. So hopefully now let it dry out a little bit, and before I put anything into the ground, I can hopefully try and dig it a little bit more, and get another couple of bucketfuls. I'll fill the bag today of weeds. These two beds are the ones to go now. I'll put those on the list for next time. The allotment itself up here is normally pretty full. There's a lot of people get up here. I've seen the guy next door a few times. He's obviously a new guy, he's fairly keen doing it. And the guy by that side used to have a very, very nice allotment, but I don't think he's there anymore. I think he's moved on. But there was a guy that side always used to have a very nice allotment as well. So I was always surrounded by all these guys that, you know, retired guys that are up here all the time doing bits and pieces. And say the one thing I struggle for is time. I can't get up here and do quite as much as I would like. I always used to find as well that because I knew the guys surrounding me, if I was up here on the weekend desperate to do some bits and pieces, you know, we'd start talking, and unfortunately you know, the guys up here had nice allotments and they had the time to stand and chat. So I don't like to be rude to people. I like to talk and, you know, see how things are, but I really want to, when I'm up here, I really want to get cracking. I also want to show you the allotment. They have a big shed. Nothing's actually open at the minute, but on the weekends when the spring's up and running, what they tend to do is they have a big shed. Actually, I'll show you. One sec. Yeah, you see they've got a big shed up here, and in the summer, summertime, the shed will be open. They sell bits and pieces in there, like, you know, compost and that sort of thing, and they also rent out a couple of bits and pieces. So they have like mowers and strimmers and bits and pieces like that if you need to borrow them. And they also have like big rotovators in there, just a couple, I think, nothing too special, but I have used them in the past. They are quite handy. Also, I think they've got some sort of deal with the local farm or local something or other. I think this is all horse stuff, horse manure, horse chippings and bits and pieces. I don't know what quality it is. I mean, I have a couple of times in the past dragged a few bits out, but the stuff I used to get out of it used to be more chippings than it was manure. But guys, let me know, what do you think? Should I come up and grab a couple of barrelfuls of this stuff and put it on the beds? Let me know in the comments below. Noisy M40 over there, always a hum of the M40. It's hanging around us. So anyway, I'm going to call it a day on this one. I've been up here long enough, and I've done as much as I want to do today. I'm really trying to get on top of it now before the spring comes round. And I'm hoping everything I do now, even though it's quite back-breaking, it makes it easier for the future. More manure up here. I say it's horse stuff. I'm sure it's horse bedding. So I don't know. Maybe I'll come up here one day with a wheelbarrow and just chuck. You know, what do you think? Do I chuck it in and just let it do its stuff? Anyway, guys, that'll do for today. Thanks for watching. Take care. Be good. I'll see you soon.